Now, your 41 NBC AccuWeather forecast, presented by Volume Chevrolet.
Welcome back. Here we are in Dublin. You can see it is rather wet outside. Road is wet. Almost looks foggy, but that's just rainfall. 66 degrees. East-northeast wind at 5 miles per hour right now. That dew point at 63. So just very icky outside. So you can see we're seeing the heaviest rain. Southwestern counties, crisp and Dooley, pretty moderate for a lot of us. Here's something cool that's interesting to show you guys. So I've mentioned in the past how when you get further away from the radar, that the radar beam is looking higher up into the sky. And this is a great visual of that. Our radar right here in Jeffersonville, you can see how close to the ground this line is, and then how it starts sliding on up. If I move this forward and back, you'll see how there's that slant and it adjusts with how far south versus how north I get in regards in relation to where that radar is. So while we're seeing all this flat rain right here, that's just stratiform rainfall. There's no concerns for severe weather right now, and that is the good news I'm here to bring you. We're seeing a lot of messy rain around the state, a number of flash flood warnings, but look at the absence of lightning bolts in the Peach State right now. That is a great sign as we go into tonight. Now, as for how much rain we've already gotten, good amount. We've got more than 1.5 inches already in Butler. We've gotten more than 1.5 inches in Perry. We've gotten more than 1 inch in Macon, about 1.5 inches in Warner Robins, as well as Montezuma, just under that. Not as much for those of us further east, but it's coming. Obviously, this rainfall continuing to spread further east. A very soppy night expected the rest of the way, but the general now. Level 0, yes, you could still hear some thunder. There will still be some lightning, and there's still some decently strong ambient wind out there. But our main threat going through at least most of the night is going to be that flood threat. Now for tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up getting adjusted based on what we're seeing out there tonight. You know, we may just see level 1 in the morning. The update for this probably not going to come out until like what, 1:30 a.m. So we won't know that yet, but very messy as we go through the majority of the overnight hours. We start to see a little more organization with some of these storms as we approach that 5 a.m. cutoff mark. So maybe we do get a little bit of intensification as we go into tomorrow morning to where they at least keep that level 1 around while we're dealing with this and the sun rising. But this is out of here by like 11 a.m. and then we should see the sun begin to make a little bit of a return as we get later into the afternoon. So our severe threat for tonight really at this point is just flooding. You got somewhere to go early, maybe give yourself some extra time. Those roads are going to be a bit dangerous with the water pooling up. Again, a lot of that having to do with the fact that we got so much rain back in March that our water table is very high right now, and it doesn't take a lot of water for the roadways to start flooding up, especially in low-lying areas. So closer look at Middle Georgia. We're just seeing a mess right now. Obviously, you're seeing how strong some of these wind gusts are, right? We could see some gusts over 40 miles per hour as you roll through tonight, but that is going to be really the only severe hazard we have until I'd say early tomorrow morning. We get into sunrise. Some of these storms might get a little stronger here, perhaps some small hail in there, but in terms of a tornado threat, it's going to be very, very muted. Can't 100% rule it out, but the odds for that will remain pretty low overall, but they will probably increase slightly as that sun comes up tomorrow, which is why I do think we're still going to have a bit of a level 1 in play. Maybe they do keep the level 2. I'm not going to guarantee and say they're going to get rid of it, but we're looking very, very messy right now. Lack of organization is a good thing. As for when the rain is done, the wind will not calm down. All right, it is going to remain a windy rest of the day for our Thursday. I wouldn't be surprised a little more sun than this as we go through the later parts of the day, but that wind is going to carry into our Friday as well. Tomorrow high is 77. Storms early. Still, yes, there is a potential a couple of them could be stronger, severe. The main thing after those are gone is the sun and the wind. Your extended forecast is coming up in 10 seconds.
At Volume Chevrolet, get oil changes for life, plus a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Visit Volume Chevrolet, I-75 exit 187 in Forsyth. That's volumechevrolet.com.
Your 41 NBC AccuWeather 7-day forecast is brought to you by Volume Chevrolet. So still dealing with those storms tomorrow morning. They're not gone. It's just the severity level is expected to be lower than what we were anticipating. Plenty of wind for our Friday. If you like cooler temperatures, there's your one day to enjoy it. It is going to be a taste of summer as we go through the back half of the weekend and early next week.